Hi everyone! So basically I forgot about this video and here I am making a new intro because what you'll see in the next clip is an intro from 9 months ago, March 2021. I'll let past Serena explain this video and I'll talk to you guys after that clip because I still really wanted to post this video. Hi everyone, my name is Serena. Welcome back to my channel. In this video I wanted to do something that I've been wanting to do for a while now, and it's not original by any means because a lot of people have done these type of videos, but what I wanted to do is a series of videos in which I dedicate an entire video to a particular booktuber and read their favorite books or read like them. I don't know how I'm going to title this series. I want to do this because I want to see if my tastes are similar to other booktubers. I have a few booktubers in mind, some of my booktube friends, other people that I just watch and really enjoy here on booktube. For this episode, for example, I do not know Kayla personally, but I really love her content, and why not start with the queen of secret TBRs. She does really amazing vlog style videos and I always watch her videos. She's one of my favorite booktubers, and even if a video is like 2 hours, I watch the entire thing honestly. When I think of Kayla and her channel Books and Lala, I usually think of thrillers, horrors, weird books, light fantasy, and hard-hitting contemporary. I feel like that's what she likes. So I want to read books in different genres. Let me just tell you what I'm going to read. And of course, we have Middle Game by Shauna McGuire.
My number one favorite book of the year. There's no way that you don't know what this is because I won't shut up about it. I'm the number one Middle Game supporter, and I will be talking about this every day of my life.
I think she reread this one in 2020. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And this will fit in for the fantasy sci-fi genre. Then what I want to read is her first place in the My Favorite Books of 2020 video. We Ride Upon Sticks. And this will fit in for the weird books genre. You know, she loves weird books.
This book needs so much more hype. Like, maybe it does have hype and I just like am not following the people who are hyping it. This is so fucking weird.
Lastly, I was thinking about reading her all-time favorite book. I'm pretty sure, tell me if I'm wrong, that her all-time favorite book is Dress Codes for Small Towns. And this is for the hard-hitting contemporary, I believe. If I'm wrong, let me know.
Dress Codes for Small Towns or Middle Game, because I've talked about how those are two of my all-time favorite books, and the results, while still 5 stars and still an incredible favorite book, Dress Codes for Small Towns is still my favorite book of all time.
Let's see if our tastes are similar. It's January 2022 and things have changed. I've read 2 of the books that I mentioned in this TBR, and the last book, Dress Codes for Small Towns, I have not read yet. And since I'm slowly getting back into reading, I don't feel like reading a hard-hitting contemporary right now, especially since I cannot find the audiobook anywhere. So I'm just gonna pass on this one. I know I'm horrible sticking to TBRs, but I'm gonna pass on this one and read My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham Jones instead.
I didn't know what it was going to be, and it was my perfect horror book. I'm absolutely obsessed with this book. I love Jade as a main character. This is in like my top 20 books of all time.
Kayla obviously posted her best books of 2021 video, and number 1 place was House of Leaves, and as you will see in this video, I am not gonna read that book. You'll see. But I'm gonna read her second place, which is this book, and it's a horror. And she has been reading a lot of horror like the past year, so I feel like that's fitting. That's Kayla, and I wanna read more horror for sure, and I am really interested in this book. I found the audiobook, so I'm sorry, I should read her favorite book of all time, but I'm just not in the mood right now. I'm slowly getting back into reading So yeah, I'm gonna read this one instead.
And I really, really hope that you finish it, because this is one of my top 5 favorite books of all time. All time!
Do I really need to add a huge ass book to this already long TBR? Kayla just uploaded her March wrap up. She's talking about House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. I'm listening to her thoughts and this sounds so intimidating. The physical book, the way it's structured, it has a lot of footnotes and you have to do a lot of back and forth. But I don't know if I want to buy the book. Can I find the ebook somewhere? It probably wouldn't be the same thing though. The way the page is formatted, I don't know. I don't think it would be the same as an ebook, but I don't know if I want to buy this. A lot of my friends on Goodreads have given it 2 stars. I have started Middle Game. We'll see. I have read Disfigured in March and I remember that that was one of her top 3, I think, in 2020. I think it was her 3rd place and I really enjoyed that one. I gave it 4 stars. Just wanted to mention it since it's one of her favorites of 2020. Hi everyone, so it's another day, but it's still nighttime, hence the lighting. But I have made progress with Middle Game by Seanan McGuire. It's 520 pages in total, and I am on page 180, so I'm a third way through. I am reading it physically, but there's also the audiobook on Scribd, which is great. I can do other stuff in the meantime while I'm not physically reading. But this is really interesting. I don't think I've talked about the synopsis. I'm checking on Goodreads because it's hard to explain, but this book is about this scientist, I don't know, Reed, who is skilled in the alchemical arts, and he creates these twins, these set of twins who have these, they're not powers, but they're very intelligent. In particular, this book follows Roger and Dodger. Dodger, she is very good at math and science, and Roger is very good in English and in languages. Reed has a plan for them to raise the twins to the highest power, to ascend with them and claim their authority as his own. He basically separated them at a young age. They were adopted, they're living a normal life, they don't know what they are. They also don't know each other. But all of a sudden, they hear a voice in their heads. They can basically communicate in their minds, and it all begins when they were little kids, I think 7 or 9, and Dodger helps Roger in math and Roger helps Dodger in English. Yeah, and I don't want to say anything more because spoilers, but it's about them growing up, and this book was very interesting since the beginning because it is divided in a very particular way. The chapters aren't numbered. They have these chapter titles, for example, addition, and underneath we have timeline because, as I said, we see them grow up, so it also jumps back in the past a few times, especially at the beginning. So we see past, future. I am at a point in which they're, I think, in college, yes. So this is really good so far, I have to say. It's very interesting. There are a lot of quotes. There's like snippets of another book written by Seanan McGuire, but under another name. I'll put a picture up right here. I think Kayla read it, and I think this is going to be a series. Is this going to be a series? I don't think so, but this one is. Anyway, that's my update for this book. I have an update on House of Leaves, and I think I'm not going to read it for this vlog. The reasons are, first of all, it's a 700 plus page book, and the other reason is I believe that the reading experience wouldn't be the same as an ebook. And I am a person that doesn't want to buy physical copies of books that I'm not sure about. But when I'll read this book, it's going to be physically. From what I've seen online on Kayla's video, the format of this book is very interesting. There are like pages in which the writing is very little, upside down text, like text in a corner, and it's very chaotic. Hi everyone, so I'm sitting down in another room because the past few weeks I have been taking down wallpaper from the walls in this other room and it's a mess. I still have a few pieces to take off, and the audiobooks are definitely making me feel more productive. I have finished Middle Game and I really enjoy this one. I have explained to you what this is about, kinda. I didn't do a great job, but there's so much more. Read this book if you're interested, because really there's so much more. There's this idea, this Greek idea of the doctrine of ethos. It's really complicated to explain, at least for me, so I'm not gonna do that. The villains were a little bit one-dimensional, I have to say. They didn't have a lot of development. They were like over-the-top villains and that's it. So I guess that's my only complaint. We do discover what the hand is. I was always curious to know what this hand meant. I will continue on with this series. It is a series. For the next book, I haven't been reading much. If you watch my previous videos, you know that I am kind of in a slump. And there are a lot of other reasons why I'm not reading much. But one of the reasons is because of We Ride Upon Sticks. This book isn't helping, honestly. And I have started other books, so I feel like I'm still reading. But this book, I don't know if I like it so far. I am a little bit hesitant for what concerns weird books because I'm not sure if I like weird books. I know she really liked Bunny and Catherine House. Catherine House doesn't interest me at all. Bunny, I might read it because it does sound interesting, but I have read another book by Mona Awad in January and I did not like it. So I'm reading this one and I'm not enjoying it so far. I'm a quarter way through. There are a lot of characters, so I'm still getting familiar with them. I don't know how to explain this book quite yet, but it's about a hockey team. So there are these players, these characters, and it's about magic. There's like this dark magic, but we haven't seen much of it yet. It's set, I think, in Salem, like in Massachusetts. It is set during the 80s, so there's a lot of like pop culture references. So maybe it's not targeted towards me. I'm sure it's a me problem. Like it's not for me. I have noticed that Gabby from Gabby Reads posted a video the other day, and she read Kayla's favorite books, and I was listening to her thoughts, and I think we have the same thoughts. Let me just show you.
They kind of got into some of the stuff about like the witch stuff and like the Salem witch trials and all that, but I think so far I was expecting it to be a lot more strange than it is, because like so far it just kind of feels like a contemporary book. I feel like so much of this book is just about their sport, which is fine.
That's basically what I'm feeling so far. I want to continue on because I'm curious to know what's going to happen. I'm not a huge sports fan. I just want to see more magic. I want to see more weirdness and craziness. So we'll see.
An eternity later.
I can finally tell you that I DNF'd We Ride Upon Sticks by Quan Berry. If you saw my previous video, you saw that it was in my worst books of 2021. Not because I hated it or anything or despised it. It was like my 5th place or whatever out of 5. But the only reason why it's on there is because I just didn't click with it. It was just not for me, as I said. It's just not targeted to me, I guess. And it was just so hard to get into for some reason. Too many characters. A lot of pop culture references that I did not get, I guess. So I just skimmed the last few pages and I basically DNF'd it because I don't even remember what I skim read. So I'm sorry, but I don't know if I like weird books because this was extremely weird. It did feel more of a contemporary than anything else, even though there was that magic element to it. But I don't know if I like weird books. I think I want to read Bunny, and after I read Bunny, not in this video obviously, I'm going to determine if I like weird books or not. It's time to read My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham Jones. Hopefully I enjoy this more, and I'll talk to you guys when I'm halfway through it.
Custodians have keys and keys and keys.
When Jade's using every last bit of her effort and attention to get the glass front door lifted enough on its saggy hinges for the deadbolt to slide home, a man's voice knifes out of the darkness, straightening her back, flooding her veins with adrenaline, her head with static, and priming her throat with a scream she barely manages to swallow. Thought Connie and her husband were having a dust-up again. The creaky voice says from the book return alcove right by the door that she was maybe sleeping up here for the night, you know.
Hey everyone, so this is going to be the last clip of this vlog because it's time for me to upload this video. It's been a long time and I'm finally ready. I know I haven't filmed a lot of clips for this last book, but I did finish My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham Jones and I'm ready to talk about it. So overall, I did enjoy this book. I give it 3 stars. Not a favorite, but the main reason why is because it is a slow burn and there's not a lot of action. I mean, stuff happens towards the end, and this is also going to become a series apparently, and I'm curious to see how he's gonna do that because, yeah, no spoilers, but very interested. But overall, there is a lot of like info and a lot of talk about slashers and slasher movies. It's just a love letter to slashers, honestly, to horror, whatever. And you can totally tell that Stephen Graham Jones really likes this subject and he's very passionate, and we see it through the main character, Jade. So what is this book about? This book is about this main character, Jade. She's a teenager who is obsessed with slashers. She loves slashers and she talks about it all the time. She writes essays to her teacher about it and she just cannot literally shut up about it. But I know that Kayla really loved this book because of that too, because I have a feeling, I know that she really loves characters who are passionate about a subject matter, and Jade is definitely passionate about slashers, and I can totally see why Kayla loved this book for that reason. She does not mind a slow burn. She loves when a character is passionate and talks a lot about something and is very knowledgeable about something. So I can totally tell why this was number 2 on her top whatever amount of books of 2021. So Jade, she also kind of distracts herself from her real life through slashers because she lives in not a very healthy household at all. Her parents are divorced, her dad is an alcoholic, and stuff happens that slashers is like an escape route for her, and she distracts herself. She lives in this town, this small town near a lake, in which a lot of wealthy people start coming in, and there's this new girl, Letha, who Jade is convinced is going to be a final girl. So Jade is convinced that a slasher is about to happen because, you know, things start happening. She kind of starts mentoring her, coaching her, and telling her how to be a final girl, so I found that very funny. I have watched a few slashers a couple of years ago, you know, Nightmare on Elm Street, all of the Jason movies, whatever, and I think they are iconic. The 80s horror movies are iconic, but at the same time, they don't scare me as much as like other types of horror do. I feel like, and this is just my opinion, I know that those horror movies are still very scary for a lot of people. Nowadays, the horror movies are so different from the 80s, and they are more scary to us, a present audience, than the movies from the past, obviously, because it's a different reality. So I'm not like a huge fan of slashers. I think they are iconic, and I do enjoy watching them once in a while, but I feel like people who are actually super fans of slashers will really enjoy this book, and also people who don't mind a lot of like info dump about that and who really enjoy the main character, because we do listen to her a lot. To complete this vlog, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to establish differences and similarities in me and Kayla's reading tastes. So to do that, I'm going to go on Goodreads and go to compare books and see which books we both like. So from what I'm seeing on this list, we both have very similar taste in contemporary. So we both really like Angie Thomas's books, The Hate You Give, Concrete Rose. We both gave them 5 stars. Also, Little Fires Everywhere, love that book. Elizabeth Acevedo, I love Elizabeth Acevedo, and she gave 5 stars to The Poet X, With the Fire on High, and Clap When You Land. I gave 5 stars to all of them too. King and the Dragonflies by Case and Calendar, 5 stars. She also gave Felix Ever After 5 stars. I have not read that yet. I have to read it now. Also, some thrillers we have similar tastes in, like The Turn of the Key. I really love that one. I really enjoyed Gone Girl, The Kind Worth Killing. If We Were Villains. So I feel like I can really trust her for what concerns contemporaries and thrillers. For what concerns our differences, I have not read a lot of weird books or a lot of horror, but I feel like for what concerns the weird books, I'm not sure if I'm a fan. But overall, I will continue to listen to Kayla's reading recommendations because I feel like she makes every book sound very interesting. So this was just a very fun video to make, and I hope you guys liked it. And I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye!